Peace and wellness. It is your girl, Miss Rachel from Crowns on Wellness, and today we are talking about tips for dealing with sugar addiction. Okay, we're going to be going over a few tips that can help you identify your cravings for sugar and some of the indications that may arise that is often mistaken for other things and ways to combat it. Okay. So the first thing is, in order to really start to work on breaking your sugar addiction, is you want to start to reduce and eliminate caffeine. Okay, so the ups and downs of caffeine include dehydration and blood sugar swings, and this may actually cause sugar cravings to become more frequent. Okay, typically when we are dehydrated, we mistake it as hunger, and so we tend to eat. And more often than not, it's either something salty, something oily, or something sugary. Okay, also with caffeine, because it does dehydrate the body, which dehydrates the nerves and slows down your ability to it slows down your circulatory system's ability to really have blood flow freely and things like that. The reaction time with your enzymes and things like that throughout your body can become hindered because of this caffeine. And so that's when you have that really crazy dip sometimes when you eat something sugary at the top of your day, and then you just kind of go into this up and down roller coaster thing with sugar. You may be snacking and you feel alive and vibrant, and then a few minutes or maybe an hour later, you're feeling really lethargic and tired. Then you got to eat something again, something sweet again to pick you back up. So you keep going on this roller coaster ride. So you definitely want to look at reducing and or eliminating caffeine. Second thing is, again, because we typically mistake dehydration for hunger, you want to drink water. I once heard another wellness coach say that drinking water is a non-negotiable, and I absolutely agree with that. Your body does not replenish water every day. You have to actively do that. And so because you have to do that, because you have to replace the water that your body uses when you sweat, cry, urinate, and just the function of your body, like your nervous system's ability to function, and your blood flow and things like that, you definitely want to drink water every day. It's recommended that you drink half of your healthy body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you're going to be drinking 50 ounces of water. Okay, so drink water. You definitely want to drink water. So sometimes sweet cravings are a sign of dehydration, as I mentioned. So before you go for the sugar, have a glass of water, and then just kind of wait a little bit to see what happens. If the craving goes away, if it intensifies, if it's something emotional, you want to check how you feel. Are you nervous? Are you happy? Are you sad? Is there some type of emotional catalyst to you wanting this sugar? Okay. The caution sign here, it says soft drinks are now America's #1 source of added sugar. So you stopping at your favorite fast food restaurant or a gas station, or just kind of grabbing some sugary drink to take with you on the go. This can even be in the form of those health smoothies and those those quote unquote healthy juices from your grocery market. They can definitely be packed with a lot of unnatural, unhealthy sugar. So you want to be careful with that. Before you drink anything with sugar, before you drink any caffeine, before you drink anything other than the #1 source for your body, drink some water. Start your day with 16 to 20 ounces of water. Try to get in most of your water before you eat lunch, so that your body can function the way it needs to. Okay, #3, you want to eat sweet vegetables and fruits. Okay, so they are naturally sweet, healthy, and delicious. And the more you eat, the less you crave the processed sugar. So eating your watermelon, eating your cherries and kiwis and things like that, apples, pears, things like that would be a really good way to go. Okay, you want to avoid the chemicalized artificial sweeteners and foods with added sugar. If you look at the at the back of your food packages, you'll notice that it'll state that it has so many grams of sugar. But if you look right below it, it'll tell you how many added grams of sugar that thing contains, that package of food contains. And when it comes to the added sugars, you want to look down in the ingredients, and they typically hide the sugar in all of these fancy words like dextrose and sucrose and fructose and things like that. You want to be careful with that, okay? So use gentle sweeteners like maple syrup or brown rice syrup or dried fruit, stevia, and barley malt. Or sometimes people like to use agave and things like that. Just be careful with the sugar in general, okay? Whether it's a healthy sugar, also consider maybe date sugar. But just be careful with all of the sugars, okay? It is very addictive and it is very damaging to the body, okay? You want to get physically active, right? You want to start with some simple activities like walking or yoga. You want to start with 10 minutes a day and gradually increase that, right? I shoot for no less than 20 minutes if I'm doing some type of HIIT routine. That can be 10 minutes, that can be up to 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be something crazy or extravagant or anything like that. Just enough to get your heart rate up, keep it up for a few minutes so that you can actively burn calories and create a positive cycle of energy use and energy requirement, right? So in order for your body to function, you absolutely need carbohydrates. Most times our carbohydrates are our sugars. The sugars is what the body prefers. The carbohydrates is what the body prefers as fuel versus protein. But a lot of times we get the carbohydrates that we are consuming are not very healthy. So we want to just be mindful of that. Okay, so when you're active, you want to understand and know that it helps balance the blood sugar levels. It also helps to boost the energy, right? Creates that positive energy use and energy requirement. And it reduces tension, which will actually eliminate the need for self-medication with sugar. It physically moving your body actually helps to rewire and redirect that emotional energy in your body that sometimes um, settles you into an emotional state where you want to eat because you're sad or eat because you're lonely or something like that. Okay, so physically moving your body can help reduce that. You absolutely want to get more sleep, you want to rest, and you want to do some type of relaxation activities. Keep your body in a state of the activated parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so understand that simple carbohydrates such as sugar are the most readily usable forms of energy for an exhausted body and mind. So if you are in a chronic state of stress and or sleep deprivation, your body will crave the quickest form of energy, which is sugar. Now, if you are in this state, please don't reach for one of those energy bars or the prepackaged granola bars and all of that stuff. You want to reach for some fruit if you can. Reach for some fruit to help bring your energy back up in a natural way and help you maintain a steady balance of it versus creating a crash and burn scenario for yourself. Okay, but above all else, you definitely want to get some rest. Make sure you are sleeping because your body can actually heal and repair itself when you're resting, when you're relaxed, and when you get more sleep. Okay, you want to evaluate the amount of animal food that you're eating. This is the animal flesh and the animal byproducts like the milk, the cheese, the ice cream, the yogurts, and all of that stuff. You want to reevaluate that because your body doesn't really know how to really break that stuff down. It's not really a source of nutrition that any human should be consuming, especially with the lifestyle that we have in society today. Most of us are not very active, so we don't need all of the cholesterol and the calories and the negative side effects from this stuff. Okay, so according to yin yang principles of eating, such as the macrobiotics and traditional Chinese medicine, eating too much animal food, which is yang, can lead to cravings for sweets, which is yin, right? So imbalances can also occur with too little animal protein for some individuals. Now, through experimentation and intuition, you can find which foods create balance for you as an individual. Now, if you are someone who has done extensive research, the doctors really, recommend that you consume some type of animal product for the sake of iron or something like that. You just still want to be careful with all of that. Okay. So here we go. You want to eliminate fat-free or low-fat packaged snack foods because these are very deceiving. Although it says fat-free, meaning maybe it doesn't have a lot of oil in it, it definitely has sugar, and sugar can easily be stored in your fat cells, okay? So those fat-free or low-fat packaged snack foods are very deceiving, okay? These foods contain high quantities of sugar to compensate for the lack of flavor and fat, which will send you on the roller coaster ride of sugar highs and lows, okay? Interesting enough, when you see the fat-free or low-fat foods, because they've stripped so much of the natural oils and things like that out of it, they have to mask the disgusting taste of it with a bunch of sugars and salt. Okay, so just easy look at the back of your package. The front is for entertainment, the back is for education, so that you can really understand what you're putting in your body. Okay. Next one is you want to experiment with spices. Coriander, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and cardamom will naturally sweeten your foods and reduce cravings, which is what you want. Believe it or not, you don't have to put salt on everything. You can actually use fresh herbs and get a whole new experience for your taste buds and your palate all the way around just by simply incorporating dried and fresh herbs into your meals and in your snacks and even in your waters. Okay. Last but not least, you want to slow down and find sweetness in non-food ways, right? Every craving is not a signal that your body biologically requires sugar. Cravings often have a physiological and a psychological component. All right. By identifying the psychological causes of food cravings and substituting lifestyles and relationship adjustments accordingly, you can actually begin to find balance and take charge of your health. So when life becomes sweet enough itself, no additives are actually needed. So just finding time to enjoy the sweet moments in your life. That could be a hug from your loved ones. That can be a note. That could be some flowers that you give or somebody gives you. Just kind of looking at your life and assessing where you are having some amazingly sweet and tender moments. Try to focus on those things more than food. Okay, I hope this helps.